condom on the fishing instead of fish. Okay? So, and then I did not know what it was, so I asked my fellow guys who were fishing what it was. So that's how my sex education started, you see. So they told me what it is used for. And so after the holidays, by the time I was very inquisitive, found out all the details. So I was the most knowledgeable fellow in the boarding about human sexuality at that age. So I became the peer educator, telling about to my, my colleagues, my classmates. I was also the boarding leader and all that. So I was very interested because I thought it's very important that we need to figure out these things, and so my interest continued. And actually, it is a huge challenge. It's not a joke because as I became a doctor. I've been working on with churches, with the communities all my life, and I think to see the issues of health, see the issues of life and death through the lens of faith is critical. And otherwise, the consequences are very serious. Do you know that the highest number of deaths in young adults, women, is pregnancy related? These are, I'm talking about 15 to 19. This is fine. It's a killer, basically. And young, why are they getting pregnant? Many of them don't even know what is happening to their body, boys and girls. The consequences of ignorance and not being able to address this in our faith context is extremely dangerous. Now I will just, because it is so important, I don't want to miss out anything. So I will just read a couple of paragraphs from an article of mine, which I wrote recently, and then I will go into some discussions. So this is just a couple of paragraphs. Human sexuality is how people experience and express themselves as sexual beings. It is an important part of who every person is. It includes all the feelings, thoughts and behaviors of being female or male, being attracted and attractive to others, being in love, being in relationships that include sexual intimacy and physical sexual activity. Sexuality is an essential facet of human experience that helps define human beings and those around us and our community as a whole. Sexuality has helped enrich the human experience and ensures the fulfillment, integrity and the survival of the human race. A holistic experience of sexuality implies the upholding of self-worth, responsible behavior, physical and mental health, justice and inclusivity. In this context, reproductive and sexual health which includes the person's capacity to reproduce, the freedom and the ability to control that capacity, and the behavior and attitudes that make sexual relationships sane, healthy and enjoyable. All this is fine. So what's the problem? What I mentioned is, but of course we have to understand the basis of this is that sexuality is way beyond sexual acts. It is beyond the act of procreation. It includes knowing oneself, identifying self-worth, identity or self-worth, how we see each other, the quality of our relationship, celebration and fulfillment, etc. But it also includes, like what Achin was telling, the negative aspects of manipulation, of power, of a lot of hurt. Why is it so? In the sense